This is our second spring cleaning. You'll notice it says junk staging area, and we're looking at several shelves here. Dumpster day is Tuesday, July 29th. The idea is for people to be able to look at what's on the shelves. If it's something that needs to be a possession of the hackerspace, that can be pulled by Tim or relevant parties. Right here is a sticky pad, so if you want to claim it, in other words, not if it's yours, you can take it home, but if you would like to have first dibs on it or whatever, if we do get rid of it, just write a note on the sticky pad.
Yeah.
Tim's going to be Tim will be looking at that part, but Danny's going to talk us through what's on the hacker shelves.
Yeah, please do not remove the items that you've claimed until around dumpster day, whatever, to give Tim and others a chance to find out if it's something the hackerspace needs to be keeping, or it is in fact mistakenly owned by someone else and never should have been put here. Yeah, a lot of things like that.
So we'll be going over the shelves. There's nothing at the very top of the shelves that will be included, such as that. None of the things at the very top, as it says. Go ahead, Danny. So
there's some old dead open frame power supply stuff here. It's a walkie-talkie, Dirus pack, junk bits of electronics that have been taken out. Boards, and more boards removed from something. There's like a mini ATX motherboard, maybe. There's no heatsink on that. No power supply. Minor cards, sound blaster stuff from way back when. TV tuner card from way back when. Scanner, printer deck. Time-lapse video recorder for VHS. Tim said he actually needed that for something, but I can't imagine what at this point. A couple of hard drives. We may or may not have to keep those. I don't know. TV tuner box. We don't have TV here. There's a keyboard that's wireless, but it's missing this little piece that actually goes into the computer. I don't think it's Bluetooth. Over here we have a bunch of these. They're big 220-volt fluorescent lights. We were using them on 110. They will light. They light pretty dimly. There's two of them bolted together. Two more over here. There's one in back, so if there's actually 5 of them total. And we really don't need them anymore. We've moved away from that. So there's a broken guitar. It actually looks pretty intact, but it's missing the parts that would need it to be a physical guitar. So it doesn't bother, but it'd be fun to stick in a project somewhere because it looks neat. It's a guitar. Multi-line phone system, it says, but it's just parts. A bunch of inkjet cartridges. The tablets we're going to have to see about. Tim may still have some maybe holding out that we actually are going to be using those for something. I don't know what a Polaroid freeze frame video recorder is. I don't. It's a partially taken apart CD drive. Over here is it's a car video system monitor. It's a little one. I don't think it's HDMI or anything. It's just we might have to keep the anvil grinder. We'll have to talk about that. There's a really old drill. Those are actually classic. Another time-lapse video VHS recorder. Can't imagine using that. There's a monitor. There's a bunch of copper tubing that came from Merck's antenna. We may hold on to the copper tubing because it's copper tubing and it's useful. Guy Fawkes masks. We are not nearly that revolutionary as we pretend to be. So, a bunch of coax cable and more coax cable. I don't know how we have these for a single piece of coax cable. PVC pipe fittings and audio video connectors and I don't know. Scrap top connectors. There's a bunch of cards here, some video cards. I don't imagine any of them are really current technology. DTV tuner. Wow, a 33.6 fax modem. Yeah, we need that. Another sort of modem. Phone base. We may be holding on to some of the mice. I think most of those are PS2 that we don't really have a need for. Still have more speakers. Still got plenty of speakers. There's the monitor that has the the component video that everybody says is really useful, but it's been here forever and no one has actually used it. Down here are some tool batteries for tools that we, as far as to my knowledge, we do not have. There's some wood from furniture panels with little springs, hinges on them. I don't know what those go to. The woodblock press was a Yama project, but it's not been posted as a tool or anything. It's just been stored since then. So Yama needs to be talking about that if anybody's going to take that. Pieces of metal and hosing. I don't know. It says green stripe free clay. That may be refractory material. I'm not sure. There's a plasma skull. It's a brain. It's a brain. It has little lightning bolts that come through. It's cute. Piece of aluminum. I don't worry about that. Wow, this man. This, I know, was a frame. It's a jig for holding up a tubing to be welded into a bike frame. It was hosted by a guy who left it here and it's long gone. There's a copy controller for an actual copier.
That was what? I just want to make sure it's on tape because you were a little far away.
That's a
the white box.
copier controller for just an actual copier.
Okay.
Where you put it in the card, and a mechanical card, and it clicks off how many copies you made from like the 70s. Yeah. PC cards. I doubt there's anything particularly card. There's like a FireWire card here, and IDE adapter cards and modems and stuff. This is a bunch of party gear that we had. I don't know what if we're going to plan to keep it. There's like just a little rotary, just a rotary light, and there's a little star generator. It's not a laser thing. Strobe light. They're little strobe lights as far as things go. I don't know how great they'd be, but I don't think we're using them. That one's a fog generator. Okay. So again, just put a note on it if you want to take it, but we're probably going to talk to the people and see if they're actually going to hold a party and use something like that ever again. Tape drives, more tape drives, tapes for the tape drives. The subwoofer, that's actually a good subwoofer. I've worked with those. They're actually that particular model. It's pretty good sound for the size. I'll take Lansing. I like those. It's a toner cartridge, I believe, for something. Christmas lights, not LED type, just old Christmas lights. This shoots little fog bubbles when it's working, but it doesn't have any batteries. Game controllers, some kind of game controllers. Over here, motors, well, not even motors really. Most of this is all transformers, old heavy transformers. Monitor stand. Label maker. I don't know if we're using this. If we're going to use that type of label maker again. These are EL panels. They'll actually light up. They are in the transformer form. They're nice. We're not doing anything with them. Dremel, little Dremel drill press stand. That used to be mine. They're kind of useless. What is? What is this?
Well, let's keep the architect.
Yeah, I thought this was architect meat.
Let's keep the magazine for sure.
Pioneer. So this in-wall speaker pair. This may actually be part of our stuff. I'm guessing that's part of our stuff. So that's probably going to be talking the same thing. Keyboards, again, I think most of them are PS2s. I don't know how much, if anything, there's something we're going to be able to keep. There's these things that came in from Goodwill Computer Store. I think there's some kind of scanner for an engine or something, but it's not an OBD2. It's got a parallel port and a serial port kind of thing for it. I don't know what they meant to go to. We have 3 of them. They take some kind of cartridge inside of it that we don't have there either, and I couldn't find any data for them online. That's whatever I intended to do. There's Aluminum rim for melting down. This was a CNC control box with some really old hardware in it. Some more computer connectors, some loose bolts. A inductive engine analyzer for setting up points if you've got a point type ignition.
Okay, hang on a second. I'm coming around. Okay.
There's a laptop Wi-Fi card for some type. I don't know what that is. It has a screen on it. Capacitors, FRS radio with no back to it. That's some Yama parts. I don't know what he's going to use.
Yeah, well, those are parts that if Yama can let us know whether they are parts he's still using or whether they're obsolete parts that he cut that just didn't work for him.
Yeah, some more really old stuff, really old capacitors, like the 60s or so. Like old PC board stuff. Architect's original welded helmet for shielding them, which they've moved on from. Piece of history right there. Some kind of drill press base. I don't know what happened to the drill press for that one. Old piece of furniture. I don't know where this even was.
Where that stand was? Yep. Okay.
This whole furniture.
Right.
It just showed. It's the first time I've seen it. There's a Geiger counter that, as far as I know, the tube does not work on that. So the GM tube, it won't tick. It looks pretty. You can do whatever you want with it. Some kind of corrosion probe transmitter. Yeah, intrinsically safe design. Whatever.
What did you call it?
It's
just in case it doesn't pick up on
corrosion probe transmitter. It's a specialized piece of equipment that we don't use here.
Okay.
There's an amplifier that I believe is Marshall Peck's that he had that is kind of broken, and I don't know what's going to be the thing with that. So this is his last chance to claim it. There's a robot platform. The robot group kind of put that together a long time ago and left it back there. I don't know what's going to happen with that.
The one with the lavender wheels. Okay.
Yeah, it's power wheels, drives. They probably want the drives off them, but if so, they better claim them and just take the drives and do something with it. There's a vacuum pump down there. This is a light box. This is a really old classic DIY computer kit and all, which is really awesome, and I love it, but it's not what we do here, and we don't store this sort of thing.
Yeah, more history than
here's some kind of, what was that? It was conveyor belt or something like that. I don't know. We've got a bunch of it, but again, we don't have a use for that. It makes little lightning streamers things. It's one of those silly things. There's the transformer for it too. It will run. That's not bad stuff. There's a inches of water column gauge. Actually, we may need that. Whatever. Old boards of just miscellaneous. This is a bunch of hardware. These are like screwdriver mounts, but we're not using those. Maybe we could, but we're not. I don't know if we're going to set ourselves up that way. In here was we may have to talk to Tim about that. I think that's like I think it's remainder of the door hardware kits. Over here is a light box.
Yeah.
That looks like a complete working light box. I don't know if we're going to use something like that.
Yeah.
This is the first time I've actually seen it, so I don't know what the story is on that.
Okay.
All right, and that's about it.
Okay, thank you. And this is the full view here, as much as I can without just walking into everything else. So this is the area behind the front scaffolds that we've looked at.